Yes.
20. Okay. If you're going to talk and not to me, can you put your microphones off, please? If somebody's talking in the background, if not, can leave them on and talk to me. So I just want to talk about, I don't very often do things about play and playing out, but I'm just going to have a little quick recap of playing out no trump contracts. Okay, not trumps, but no trumps. So last week, if you remember, the lesson was about fourth suit forcing. And if a pair couldn't find a fit in a suit, they may consider playing in no trumps. And then after they've bid the 3 suits and got sort of nowhere, no fit, but also only if game was possible. So I don't want you to keep going on if you haven't got enough points for a game. The responder just has to choose the best suit. So, but if you've bid all the 3 suits and you have game points between you, everything would depend on the unbid suit, the 4th suit, as to whether you can stop that or not. So if the partnership actually bid the 4th suit, it said, I haven't got a stopper in the suit, have you? So it's actually saying, it's not saying I have got that 4th suit, it's saying I haven't got it. So board 1 after that lesson, board 1, guess what, was a 4th suit forcing auction. And how many pairs do you think invoked 4th suit forcing?
None.
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 None. No one, Mary.
Oh,
One pair. I was so pleased. Anyway, I want to just go over how the bidding should have gone. So this was West's hand. They had 16 points. They were the opener. And this was East, the responding hand. Okay. So do you all agree what West should opener?
Diamond.
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 Diamond, yeah. Okay, their longest suit. And then what is East going to bid respond?
Heart.
Right. Now, what was quite interesting about this is that they have 4 hearts and 4 spades. So the best thing you can do is to bid the hearts, because if West was to come back then with 4 spades, you also could do the losing trick with the spades. So you're giving sort of West the option, if you like. So you do the hearts. Even if, and of course here the hearts happen to be very, very good, but even if they weren't, if it was the other way around, you would still come back the heart, okay? So never deny a 4-card major, 1 heart. Now, what is West's second bid?
2 clubs.
2 clubs.
2 clubs.
1 no trump.
1 no trump.
1 no trump. Is it a balanced hand, Mr. Rowland?
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
Got 2 double tons.
2 double tons.
After the hearts are being bid, and you've got the ace king of spades. That's a wonderful hand for no trump.
Clubs.
That's not the point. We're bidding properly here. On a Friday, we bid properly.
Clubs.
It is proper.
Right, who said clubs?
The bid is 3
I said
clubs.
How many clubs?
3.
3.
Okay. Why have you said 3?
Over the barrier.
16
Well
points.
done, over the barrier, okay? So they've said they've got 5 diamonds, 4 clubs, or 5 plus, 4 plus, and they're over their barrier. Now, East now knows there is game, okay? There is game. However, the 4th suit is spades, of which they haven't got a stopper, okay? So they bid the 3 spades, which is 4th suit forcing. So West must realise they're actually asking, can you stop spades? Can West stop spades?
3 no trumps.
Pardon?
3 no trumps.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
can stop spades. So they just bid 3 no trumps. So this is how they get into 3 no trumps. Okay, right, okay. So here's the results of what was played last week. And although 2 pairs were actually in 3 no trumps, only one pair bid correctly, because the other pair did what Will just said, and they rebid 2 no trumps. And
Will was only teasing because he knew you couldn't get your full
I know why you're doing it, Will. I understand why you're doing it.
No, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have.
You wouldn't have, would you?
No, you can't get your full suit force in. That's what I was teasing you. Sorry, I shouldn't have said it.
Yes, thank you. And this is double dummy. And you can see that actually 6 no trumps could be made, okay? So they made 11 tricks, but actually you wouldn't be able to find that. But that's just to say you could make 6 no trumps. Anyway, we're going back to today's lesson now, which is about playing out a no trump contrast. Now, I know loads of you avoid playing in no trumps like the plague. You absolutely can't stand it, okay? And I know it's really difficult if you're in one no trump and your partner passes. It can be really hard, all right? However, you know, if your partner's not got very many points, but I want you to think of it as a challenge. Now, I have to admit, when I first started, I would do anything rather than be the declarer in no trumps. Now I actually like it, all right? I've actually get to like it. So you're the declarer, and you and your partner have won the contract. It's a no trump contract. And hopefully it is a makeable contract because you're the declarer and you're the one that's got to make it, okay? When you see dummies cards go down, you should take a moment to plan, okay? Now, I know Keith and I bang on about planning. You don't do it, okay? You have got to take a moment to plan, all right? And the whole thing about trumps and no trumps, is count, okay? There's got to be 13 cards in each suit. Counting is the key, right? So what you do as the declarer, you look at all your suits, and especially your long suits. You see which is your nice long ones that you could run. And then you can say to yourself, how many cards has the opposition got in that suit, all right? How many are out? And a tip you might have forgotten, which I haven't said for an awful long time, but if there's an odd number of cards out, they usually tend to break evenly. And if there's an even number of cards out, they tend to break oddly. So if you look here, these are your cards. You have 8 cards in diamonds. Therefore, the opposition have 5. And most likely the odds are that it'll be a 3-2 split, all right? If there were 4 cards left out, the odds are it's a 3-1 split, right? Is that right?
Or 4-0.
Or 4-0, yeah, okay, there we are. Right, planning, I know you don't like it. Because the lead card has already been put down, before you see the dummy, I know a lot of you feel under pressure to play a card straight away, especially if it's one that can win the trick. You don't even stop to think, you just play it, all right? But I want you to pause. I want you to count your outright winners, and I want you to see how many tricks short you are in for making the contract. And then I want you to think, where are you going to get these extra tricks from? Because almost inevitably, God, that's quite hard to say, you will find yourself short, okay? If you can make 9 straight away, do it. You must look for opportunities, all right, where you can make these extra tricks. So something like running a long suit is one. Where you maybe have to knock out the other honours, and then finessing is another one. But the first thing to do is to look at the suit that they lead, because that's the opposition's, it should be their longest suit, all right? And that is what you have to have in your head as a danger suit. Now, I've seen this happen many times before. Okay, this is the declarer, this is dummy, and the lead is the 5 of hearts, all right? So you could win the trick with the ace or the king here. All right, it doesn't matter which way round you win it at the moment. So let's say you win with the ace. What I see you do nearly, I would say 99% of the time, you immediately play the 2 back to the king because you've seen them both as winners. Okay, so you immediately take that winner as well. All right, you've won with, doesn't matter which side you win, you go back and you win the other side as well. However, you must realize that's the suit that they have led, all right? You've got to keep that king or the ace as an insurance, because when they get back in, they will lead that suit, therefore you will need that stopper. So hearts is their longest suit. Don't let them run it, okay? So don't take that, you must think about their lead suit and you must keep any winners in that. Don't run that suit. So let's plan a 3-note trump contract. You might recognize that hand because that is the hand. So this was declarer, this is dummy. Okay. So first of all, we're going to count our top winners. So in spades, we've got 2. In hearts, we've got the ace, king and queen. We've got 3 outright winners. In diamonds, we've actually only got 1. After the king's fallen, we've got an awful lot more. However, at the moment, we've only got 1 and we have no top winners in clubs. Sorry, did you want something?
Just watching.
Oh, you're watching me, okay. So we've got 6 top winners, but unfortunately we need 9, all right? So the best thing we can do, really, the best suit we're going to go for is the diamonds, because once we get rid of the king, we can run the other suits. And you do that before you do the hearts. Those hearts will always be there. All right, so don't do the hearts because you've seen the ace, king and queen. All right, go for the one that you need to lose first before you take all your winners. Okay, hearts will always be there, and also you might need it as an entry to dummy later on. So we're going to do the diamonds first. Okay, now my tip, and it's something you don't do, play the ace first just in case the king falls. Okay, the king may fall. Wishful thinking, it has been known, it is rare, but it might be it's worth trying, all right? If you play anything else, then the king is going to win. So at least have a go and see if the king falls to the ace. Then play the 2 to the queen, which the king will win. Unless the king is obviously in North's hand, if they played the king, then obviously you wouldn't play the queen. But if not, the king will win. And later, the 10, the 6 and 2 will be winners. Okay? By the way, I want you to think in your head as well how useful 10, 9s and 8s are, because what you tend to do is think, honours, yeah, you like the little pictures and everything, but sometimes 10s and 9s are really valuable, okay? They really win tricks, right? And as I say, you tend to look for the honours, but really you've got to look at the smaller cards as well. And in no trumps in particular, 2s, 3s and 4s can be in that long suit. This very, very smallest cards will be winners. So if you're going to throw things away, don't throw away a winner when you could, maybe you're keeping things like a jack, which you're never going to win, if you know what I mean. So throw away, sometimes you have to throw away the honour cards because you need to keep the small cards because they're winners. Now, lots of you now do this, all right, where I'm just going to quickly go over, if you've got honours in both hands, even trumps or no trumps, do you remember this? The strategy is the same. You win in the short hand first, okay? Many of you I see still don't do it, okay? Win in the short hand first. So if you've got ace, 10, 6 one side, king, queen the other side, that's the short hand with just the 3 cards in, and so you win in the short hand first. Right, so you've got 5 potential tricks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take the winners in the short hand first, so you play the ace towards the 2, or if you're over this side, you would play the 2 towards the ace, okay? and then you play the 6 towards the king and the queen. If you've been counting, which you should be in running a long suit like this, then the 8 and the 3 will also be winners, especially in no trumps. Okay, you've got to make sure that you've seen the 9 fall and things like that. So sometimes it needs a little bit more thought, because here you've got all 4 honours. You've got the ace and jack in one hand and the king and queen in the other. Win in the short hand first, so you play the ace and the jack before you cross over. Okay, you play the 2 of them, then you cross over with the 7. And take particular note if you've got cards like the 10s and 9s. Like I said, you know, have a look and see what they will do as well, because they're winners that sometimes get ignored. Then have a look at this one. You've got ace and jack in one hand and the king, queen, h3, 2 in the other. All right, so obviously ace and the jack are winners. All right, but if you win with the ace and the jack, you have to be able to cross over to this hand in another suit to get the rest of them. All right, if not, you will have to overtake. All right, you'll have to overtake the jack with the queen if you haven't got an entry. And this is why you should plan to keep entries both sides. So if you have a look at this hand here, for instance, which is where this ace and jack and the king, queen, h3, 2 come from, you need to play the spades first here. All right, so you need to play the ace and the jack from West's hand, while you still can enter with East's hand to go back for the king, the queen, and probably the 8 as well. So you use the king of hearts to cross, all right, or if you're, and then you play the remaining spades out. Right, back to our 3 no trump contract. This is the one we've been playing all the time, which is the board one from last week. We've played out all the diamonds, okay? So stop now and have a little think about it, okay? So we've won 4 tricks in diamonds because we lost 1 to the king. We've got 3 top tricks in hearts straight away, okay, when we play the hearts. Maybe 4, because if you've counted, maybe that 7 becomes a winner as well, all right? If you've seen the other cards fall. So you might have won 4, but you've definitely got 3. You've got 2 in spades, the ace, king in spades. So you've actually got 9 tricks, or 10 if you end up with winning the 7 of hearts. If you are in that situation, make your contract. Don't play around with the clubs, okay? Just make your contract and go for it. And then a very quick thing about finessing. You know what finessing is. It's a technique for winning tricks with the little honour cards, the queens and jacks and everything, when the higher honour is out in the opposition's hands. So what you're trying to do is trap the opponent's MasterCard. So for instance, usually the situation is you've got the ace, queen, and the king is the one that's out. And the finesse is trying to win the trick first with the queen first, and then obviously the ace will be able to take the king. So this is the sort of thing I mean. You've got ace, queen, 9, 3, 10, 6, 5. Where is the king? Could be either side, all right? But you play low from south, play the 5. Now West has got a difficult decision to make, because if West has got the king, do they put it on because you're going to play the ace, or do they hold it back? If they hold it back, you play the queen, all right? If West plays the king, you're going to cover it with the ace. If not, you play the queen. If West doesn't play the king, play the queen. And then the ace is a winner later as well, and that's 2 tricks. But East may have the king, and your ace is a winner later, because if the king is here, you've played the queen, it'll win with the king, but obviously the ace will win later. You'll win 1 trick. it's a 50-50 chance, okay? When I first started learning, my teacher said to me, it's always by the door. Right? The king's always by the door. So remember, you have to lead from weakness to strength. It does not work the other way around, which I see many, many of you trying, all right? It doesn't work the other way around. You have to have weakness to strength. Anyway, if you're a declarer in no trump contract, keep it simple, right? This is Bernard McGee's tips. Keep it simple. Number one, count your top tricks, okay? The ones you can make straight off, okay? Not the ones where you have to drive something out, but count your top tricks. And then make a plan to establish more, because 9 times out of 10, you will have to make some more, all right? And then do not play until you have done 1 and 2 above. And that's his simple strategy for playing out no trumps. And I think we could remember, I think that's a really good tip. So don't play a card until you have counted your top tricks. Obviously, if you've got 9 tricks off the top, just take them, okay? And then don't take your top winners first. That is what you always tend to do. You just want to have those things in your hand, and then you hope that it'll come good later on. That doesn't work, okay? Don't take your top winners first. They're your insurance, they're your guard, unless you can make a contract. Set up your long suits first, and you may have to drive out a high card in order to set up your long suit. In other words, lose your losers early. Watch out for the lead suit. It's very dangerous, okay? Think about keeping an insurance in that suit. Keep any winners at all in that suit. And then finesse, don't try a finesse. If you, by the way, if you can make your contract without trying a finesse, don't try it, because obviously it's only a 50-50 chance. However, sometimes you do have to do it, and it is risky because of course it allows the opposition to get back in which case they're going to run their long suit. So if you don't have to do it, don't do it. And finally, at our age, bridge is the only way we'll get to 4 clubs in one night. Anyway, nobody can go clubbing at the moment, can they? Any questions, anybody?
No, thanks. No.
That's a very, very good reminder.
Yeah, good to be reminded. Thank you very
See
much.
you on Step Bridge.
Yeah, thank
Yes.
you.
Thank
And
you.
then maybe some no trump contracts this week in the thing. So I
We'll
expect
try.
you all to make them.
I'll go into,
Give it a good
I'll go
go.
into Step Bridge.
Thank you for coming.